Trevor here, and I'd like to welcome you back to part two of the Saratoga Springs Public Library's tutorial on using the Value Line Investment Research Database, made available to you from home with your library card. Previously, we went over accessing Value Line reports and accessing industry analyses. Now we'll get into finding some investment ideas and using Value Line's tools for further investment education. And so with that, here's the disclaimer. The information presented here is for informational purposes only and is in no way financial, accounting, investment, or any other kind of advice. We are not your financial professionals. Okay, let's go. Now, remember how we got here? If you go to www.sspl.org, from the home page, click Research. We'll scroll down to Business, click on that to expand the selection. Continue to scroll until we see Value Line. We'll click there. And again, from home, you will be asked for your Saratoga Springs library card number. You must be a Saratoga Springs card holder to access Value Line from home. And so here we are back at the landing page or dashboard. So last time we started off looking at these quick links. This time, I'd like to direct your attention to where it says Find Ideas up at the top. And go ahead and click that. Okay, next, directing your attention toward the top of the screen where it says Screener, let's click there. This is where we can perform a more advanced search based on hundreds of criteria available to retrieve names of companies we may be interested in researching further. So as you can see, each selection on the left can be expanded to show search filters that can be applied to a screen. A screen is the term that we use for a search, just another word for that. So see, we just click and as you can see very quickly, the hundreds of different options become quite apparent. So we're going to demonstrate how this works by doing just a basic broad screen based on some of the criteria that we discussed in part one. Industry, the stock price, which we can enter a range, minimum, maximum, and the timeliness. That timeliness being the rank of relative performance over the next 6 to 12 months, 1 being the highest or the best, 5 being the lowest, compared to the other 1,700 or so stocks in the Value Line universe. So up top on the left under basic criteria, let's see, under company data, let's click industry. All right, that's added to our screen. We'll click on stock price. And note the blue check mark that appears when we select a filter. And let's go down to ranks and ratings, where we'll click on timeliness. Okay, and here we go. So up here in industry, let's do something different. Last time we looked at food processing. This time I'd like to take a look at e-commerce. Click on select the value. We'll scroll down to e-commerce. As you can see, these are the 96 different industry categories available in Value Line. These are not standard language, so other financial products may call them something else. Keep that in mind. Okay, so clicking e-commerce. Over here, we have 97 matches. So there are 97 stocks in this category. Stock price. We can either use a search slider to do our minimum maximum. There we go. Or we can just enter the values in these boxes. So I'm going to go $10 to $500. Let's filter these out. Okay, so note the number of matches has narrowed from 97 to 60. Then in timeliness rank, let's click 1. You can also click the other numbered boxes to add these to our screen. So we'll do 1 and 2. Click 2 to add that. And now we've narrowed it down from 97 down to 6 companies. And here they are now. So click on the company names to view their Value Line reports. And that really is a basic screen. It starts with a broad idea, a broad concept, and then allows us to go from there. Another potential source of ideas, let's go back to the top. We'll click back on Find Ideas. And next to where we clicked on Screener, you'll see the phrase Model Portfolio. All right, this is pretty cool. Value line analysts have built and maintained 4 portfolios or groupings of stocks that demonstrate different investing styles or types of investments. Okay, so portfolio 1, modeled for the more aggressive investor. It's comprised of above average earnings growth with a bit of an increased risk and reward profile. Portfolio number 2, that's for the moderate investor, consisting of more value stocks with dividends and lower risk. Portfolio 3, it's for investors interested in long-term capital gains, say a 3 to 5 year appreciation potential. It contains a varied mix of stock types, some with and without dividends, and some without timeliness rankings. And portfolio number 4 is for the dividend or income investor. These stocks have above average dividend yields and are across a broad range of industries, adding a good deal of diversification to the portfolio. Portfolio 4 also has a lower growth and risk profile. Let's click on Portfolio 1 here on the column to the left. And so on this page, we see a collection of companies preceded by a commentary discussing potential challenges or headwinds, and if any changes were made to the portfolio. Let me show you where you can find more news and commentary on these model portfolios. Let's click Dashboard here up on the top to go back to our landing page. In the quick links box that we took a look at in part 1, let's click on Selection and Opinion. This will open up a PDF of the print version of S&O. There's a lot of interesting stuff here, including a commentary on the economy and the market and on all 4 model portfolios. Plus, there's a ton of other charts, too much to go over now. So here we are, economic and stock market commentary, stock market review 4th quarter 2020. And let me just scroll down to show you, here we go, the portfolios. And yeah, here we go. Just charts, tables, all kinds of stuff. And finally, what I'd like to show you, and this is also where your journey actually begins, or really should begin, back up at the dashboard here, let's click Investment Education. Here you'll find a glossary of terms that you'll be sure to run across as you research investments and investment topics. For example, you're sure to see the acronym GAAP, G-A-A-P, many times in financial articles. So if we click on G, and there it is. It's the first alphabetically. It says it's the abbreviation for the generally accepted accounting principles used by U.S. companies and determined by the Financial Accounting Standards Board, a private industry-sponsored organization. There we go. And then if we click on Tools and Guides, this will bring us to an exhaustive set of resources on how to use the tools we've only briefly touched on here, such as how to read a value line report, and also, where is it? Here it is. And a link to Value Line's YouTube channel. You can take a look at that as well. Yep, it's a collection of how-to videos and their video series, One Stock to Buy Right Now. Sounds pretty great. So this concludes part 2 of the Value Line Investment Research Database tutorial. This one was kind of quick. I hope that this has given you some good, useful information, as well as some confidence as you either embark on or continue your investing journey. Thanks again for spending your time with me, and have fun making well-informed investment decisions. This is from me and from all of us here at the Saratoga Springs Public Library. We look forward to seeing you.